Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Gold Silver report for Wednesday, June the 16th, and starting with silver today. Just on the daily chart here, we're looking at wave 3 here with an A, and then an A, B and C for the B wave, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave of wave 4, and then we're looking for wave 5 to the upside. We're looking for wave 5 to make a new high above the $30 mark. This is a CFD platform, so contracts for difference, so it divides price up a little bit differently, but $30. We also knew too that just drilling in here to say the 4-hour chart for a moment, so we knew that the $28 mark here was really significant. I mean, it's normally significant at any wave. It's the third strongest number after 1, 5 and 8. So I always call it a profit-taking number. But at the same time, we knew that with gold at 1900, that was the 50-60% retracement level from the big move down. So we knew that 1900 for gold and $28 for silver would be an area where the market would just vibrate sideways for a while before pushing up. And that certainly seems to be the case. It does appear that, we started for silver, we started to count 5 waves up. We had our first 5 waves here, and then we had our correction, and then we had our next 5 waves up, but that's where it ended. So, so what we need to do here now is we need to extend A, B, C, D, and E here for a triangle pattern for silver, and that means that we need to bring our wave 4 over here, and then we can look for a move to make new highs. So that's sort of where we are really on this. We'll move to the 1-hour chart to get a bit better of an idea of that, but each move appears to be 3 waves, so an A and a B and a C wave, an A and a B and a C, an A and a B and a C, and the same for here as well. So it's suitable as a triangle pattern. So at the moment here, we have a situation where we have 3 waves, an A and a B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave. So it could be over at this point and moving up from here. Now, one way to look at this, I guess, what's the risk to the downside? Well, the risk to the downside would be that if we took this leg here and we looked at its 50-60% retracement level, which is here. So if you see the market above that, right, above this area, because this would be down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, down for 3. So yeah, this area here is support, or you see the market up here, then you know that it's likely to be bullish at that time. We're still wanting to buy above the level here, so I've got this sitting on the first high above the level, but we should be able to get that down further. But we just need to understand that that it could travel sideways even further. This is quite, the wave E here is really quite small. So yeah, I mean, that's sort of where we are really with that. Let's have a look at gold. So with gold here, just on the daily chart here, we know that from the top here down to the bottom, this is the 50 and the 60, this box is the 50-60% retracement level. And we knew that the market would be, traveling sideways and doing whatever it needs to do at that particular point, because that's the 50-60% retracement level. And yeah, so we've been looking at it as a wave 4. So let's hope that that it's finished at this point, but let's go in and try to understand it a little bit more. I suppose you could count this up a little bit differently as well. You could count this up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here with an extension in there for wave 1, and then pulling back deeper for wave 2. That's also a possibility. We're looking at that count on some of the stock So that's possible there. I don't want to freak people out, but it's my job to look at everything. The other point too is with this trend line through here, quite often the market will come down to the trend line for support and then push up from that point. But let's go in and take a closer look at this here. So on the 4-hour chart, so we're just looking at this here as different from silver, but a same sort of correction. And wave C here for this. It looks like it wants to make another move down, but we'll just check on that. I mean, if it did make it, there seems to be 5 waves in this move coming down through here. So it makes a nice A and then like an A, B and C wave here for this, for the B wave, and down for the C wave. So it could just stop, you know, on this, on the 1850 here, and then move up from that point. It's a nice number to find support. If I'm wrong about this, then we need to move this over to here and then look for one more low here. And then look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. So another move slightly lower here before heading higher. So just be mindful of that count, because it might change your decision about what you do. Let's just move along to the hourly chart and just drill in and understand this a little bit better. So this is how we've had it here with the wave 3 here. I mean, I'm quite confident of being a wave 4 because of silver and because of this as well. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and ABC for 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it appears that this is an ABC pattern. So that, to me, this tells me that it's corrective. No matter what happens here over this side, this here is telling me that whatever's happening is a bullish corrective pattern. So in that case, you know, this looks like 5 waves up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the A wave. This could be construed as a few different counts in here, but I've just got it as wave B and wave C here for this. It is a little bit under this one here, I understand that. That's why we could look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. If we make a new low, if we make a new low below this low here, because as a wave 2 pulling back, it can come back. Well, it can come back to within 1 point of the low here, really, 1 tick or half a tick or whatever. But yeah, so I think there's a pretty good chance that we've got the A wave, the B wave and the C wave here for wave 4, because it looks like silver's got a triangle pattern that's finished, and then wave 1 and ABC for wave 2 here, and then just continuing up here. But like I mentioned, if we do get a new low here, just you know, then we'll consider this being wave 1 here, and 2 over here for that, and 3 for this one, and 4 for this one, and 5 for this one. So just making a new low. The 1830s are normally a really nice place to see a bounce come back from in that case. So we've still got our stops out of the way with all of this. And most folks will be trading ETFs anyway, so we should actually look at that as well. Let's do that. So this is GDX here, and it's just a 4-hour chart, and from the low in this case. Now, yesterday we were talking about wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, and then we had wave 3 here and wave 4. So wave 4 was 38.2% retracement levels, was around the $38 mark. So it's dropped through that. So it probably will need to move this out of the way here for this, and this wave 3 here. And we either need to put wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then that box will be the 50-60% retracement level. So from that low here to that high, the 50-60% retracement level is in there. Then moving up, the only other way to count this is looking at this copying, cloning, whatever they do here, wave 1 here and wave 2 here. I mean, the interesting thing here, this is how I've got Newcrest Mining, which is the second largest stock in gold, or it could be the third, I don't know. But basically I've had it as 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here for this. It's either that, or we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and we come back for this blue wave 2, and we'll come back lower in this case. So we're just really waiting to see what occurs. But the good news is that either way we look at this here, it's bullish. Okay, so the same goes with this as well. Even though there's different ways to counter, it's still bullish. So yeah, take away what you will with that. But that's how that can play out. So we just need, it's a little bit messy to read this in through here. Need to go in and have a closer look. But yeah, it's broken the 38. So we'll just allow it to come down to the 36.50 sort of area, and then see where we stand from that point. The other point here, of course, is looking at this low here to this top here, and whoops a daisy. Then looking at this here as this would be worst case scenario here, pulling back into this space. So $34 in that regard. I've got some stock in that last one, then in Newcrest Mining, which is going through the same thing. But even with Newcrest, bring it back here for a moment. I'm going to stay long in this until this, unless the 25 here is breached. Okay, unless that becomes the resistance, because if that becomes the resistance, then I'd have to look at 20 at that point. So yeah, I'll just hold in this, and I'll look to add if and when 30 becomes the support. So I'm happy to hold through all this and then look to add at this point here. I don't want to add to a losing trade at this stage. If it comes down here, I'd be in a slight loss, but yeah, that's okay. But anyway, I'll just keep building this. The beginning of the trends are always quite difficult, so just hang in there. Less is more in terms of position sizing. So yeah, just to recap this, for GDX, we've either got 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, or we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for this. There'd be a slight overlap on wave 4 and 1 here for that. So this is why this is the primary count of 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 at this point. So we'll see how that plays out. Alrighty, yeah, so let's just, coming back here, let's just see if we got support in here for this wave 4 on this particular low here at 1850. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.